Hello, I hope you're having a great day. It's Danae with Marsha's Garden, and today I'm standing here in front of a huge oak tree. So I haven't been doing a lot of anything with flower farming, and I follow a lot of flower farmers, and I see a lot of people are doing a lot of Christmas interest and making centerpieces and wreaths and stuff like that. And I do that for myself. Most of our Christmas greenery out here are the junipers with the blueberries, and then the ones that turn kind of a purplish color. So while I feel comfortable making my own arrangements and centerpieces with the juniper, I would like to get some things started in the future where I have different kind like white pine and spruce and different pretty greenery, and maybe some berries and stuff like that, so that I can put together really good arrangements. So this year there is still a lot of cleanup to do on the farm, so I just kind of ended my flower season when the flowers are dwindling out, and I plan on picking back up in the spring. I planted a lot of bulbs, as you saw in previous videos, so I should get a jump on the season this year. And then maybe next year I can look into some of the winter interest or get some different things planted. I'm going to be doing a lot of research in those areas. But still, it is a farm. It is, as you know. I'm almost wondering if it's going on 2 centuries as a farm in the same family. Because looking back at all the years, I'm like, it might be getting close. Which is pretty cool. But we did have this enormous dead oak tree. I think in my very first video when I was running around, I did a quick shot of it. But anyway, my dad did have somebody come and drop the oak tree because we're mowing around this area. The dogs run around this area, and we just didn't want anyone to get hurt. So he had somebody drop. And I will get up closer. This is an enormous tree, and it is probably the oldest tree on the farm. So it was really sad to see that it had died. We don't even really know what caused it to die. A lot of the wood still looks good, but they dropped it. And so I've been doing a lot of cleanup. My dad's been doing a lot of cleanup, and this thing is gonna take a long time. They did drop it in the middle of summer, so I'll do a quick walk around here in a minute, but the grasses and everything grew up around it. So last week I came out and I cleaned up this area. You couldn't even walk through there. So what I've been doing is I've just been breaking off the small stuff, and then I have a little battery powered saw that I'm comfortable with. I'm not quite comfortable yet with the bigger ones. So I cut as much as I can and clean it up, and then my dad handles all of the bigger stuff that I just am not comfortable with yet. So I'll do a quick tour around, and maybe I'll hop up on this and show you. I mean, this thing, it's so big. This tree is massive. Look at that. This is my, I can't even reach across. This is a massive trunk of a tree. So I'm going to flip you around and I'll just jump up here. So maybe if I take a good enough picture here, I will be able to get, my camera. I will be able to count the rings one of these boring nights when it's all snowy outside. But look at that thing. It is massive. For size reference, there's my car, and here's that tree trunk. It is enormous. So then over here is kind of, you can see, even though it's winter and all of the stuff is dying down, it makes it really hard to get in here and cut any of this wood. Because it'll just get you don't want to cut with all of this junk around it. Your chainsaw will get all junked up, and there's another wood pile over there that limb kind of fell close to. And then over here is kind of where I started cleaning up to make it easier to cut this wood. And then I started throwing the small stuff in 2 of these piles. And I'm hoping we can push those piles together and maybe push them out further. But anyway, as you can see, there's still a lot of cleanup to do. And next year it'll just grow back. So maybe if we can clean it up, and maybe I could even like drag some of it with my truck or do something like that to get it all in the same area where it won't grow back. That would be good. Like, it's just massive. Like, it's so huge. It's crazy and it's pretty. Like, it makes me think, you always think like, oh, you should like saw a big like chunk and you can make a bunch of tables out of it, or you could do this and that. Yeah. I mean, I don't think I realize, like, you look at those tables and stuff and you see like they're super expensive, you know, like it's like solid wood and they made it all shiny and pretty. And you're like, oh yeah, like you could do that with this tree, because I mean, it's massive. It's huge. Like, I mean, I think the trunk, just the diameter, I'm gonna crawl down here in the weeds. But look at this. Like, it's like up to my shoulders. That is tall. That is one huge chunk of wood. With like poison ivy growing all over it. Maybe I shouldn't have jumped down here. But yeah, if you had like a straight saw and you cut that all the way, you could make a massive table with this. But that's kind of the funny part of everything, is like, you think that, like, I think that. And then I saw a dinky branch and I'm like, yeah, that's not gonna happen. Like, that would take one massive saw, and to even like do a bunch of little pieces would take forever. And it's kind of scary to use the saw. So, I mean, I do like a little dinky branch and I'm just like, that was a lot. Can you imagine doing something that massive? It's insane. So anyway, it's really sad that this oak tree went down. It was one of the oldest ones on the farm, but we have been repurposing it, and we've been using pieces to go on my garden to hold the tarps down. So as you can see, we had gotten, my dad had actually picked up a bunch of these patio pavers, and they were holding down some of the black tarp. But we had a storm come through, and we didn't know how much the winds would be. I'm not really sure if they got up. I think they got up to 50. I think they were predicting even 75 miles an hour. But that old oak tree came to use. Look at all of that. And it held it down really good through that huge storm. I was actually very blessed, because my dad cut all of these huge pieces of wood and put these on here one day when I was not feeling very good. I had kind of hurt my back, so I came out here and I was shocked to see all of this wood holding all of my tarp down. I have also put some in little sections where, like, sometimes I'll get tired and be like, God, I wish I had somewhere to sit other than on the ground. So we've like set some chunks out there, and so now they're like little stools and I can sit on them, so that's nice. And then we have some at home for a wood burning pile. I mean, this is oak, so it's gonna be a really nice burning wood. And then we have the rest of this that I'm just gonna stack, and hopefully we find uses for it throughout the years. And I guess if anybody like really was looking for some oak or needing some oak, you can private message me or give me a call and we could work something out. All right, so let's get to it. fun, so I thought I'd just walk you around. Not too bad. I started 2 hours ago, and I think I got quite a bit done in that 2 hours. I think I'm getting it to a point where we can get to these logs a lot easier. So this is where we started, and I got it weed-eated, and I got all of the sticks out of this area, and then I weeded up to that brush pile. That brush pile was already there from some other trees. You can see one of them sticking out of it. So what I did is I tried to go around this tree and just make a loop back to the other area that I had kind of made so I could get from one side to the other and start pulling all the stuff out up in the middle. And these trees went out here pretty far, so it's probably good to get these out of here before they cut this grass anyway, so they don't get tied up. But see, and now I can come out this other end now. So I made a loop around the tree. I got all the debris cleared out. Obviously this side is a lot cleaner because I raked and I got all the small pieces and all the bark out of it, which I haven't done for the other side. But maybe I'll jump up here again and do an overview of the whole area. All right, so that area is a lot cleaner. I still have a lot to do over here, but I did get a lot of this brush pulled out and some of the smaller stuff cut up. And I still have quite a bit of small stuff I can do, but things like that are not. And the sun is setting off in the distance. It's going down over the hill now. I hope it's not blinding you. So that was a pretty productive couple hours. I'm excited about it. I think there's a lot more I can actually do. And then the rest of it is going to take somebody with a bigger chainsaw. But yeah, I think it's looking pretty good, guys. I'm pretty excited. Hopefully we can get this cleaned up. It'd be cool if my truck could drag a couple of these up to the pond and I could have like a sitting log. They will be neat places to sit around. I mean, you have to like weed eat around them or mow around them. Or you could put that black stuff down with like a whole bunch of mulch and then nothing would grow up by them. If anybody has any ideas, leave them in the comments. Or if anybody wants any wood, leave it in the comments. Or private message me. I think pretty soon I will have a lot. So anyway, I hope everybody's having a great week. It's Christmas this week. I can't believe it's this nice in Iowa right before Christmas. It's kind of sad because I do like a white Christmas. But it is nice that it's nice out. I'm getting a lot of cleanup done. There's my little wood pile over there by the shed. I've started one. Have a great day.